Hi there, continuing our virtual tour of BreezeUp consignors. We're going to visit now Mark Grant, well known as a national hunt jockey, who over the past 3 years has been consigning horses at the sales. And he's got some really exciting prospects to tell us about here.
Well, I'm delighted now to be joined by Mark Grant, who you'll well know as a successful national hunt jockey, but these days he's also been combining a bit of pre-training and indeed getting involved in the BreezeUp markets too. Mark, welcome, and how have you been during the lockdown so far?
Hi, Mike. Yeah, we've been good, thanks. Keeping busy. Just trying to work towards the sales and keep the horses in one piece. Yeah, other than that, we're very busy. Very busy.
How have you found the frustration of dealing with it? The fact that you were trying to get these 2-year-olds to be at their peak for the big breeze, only to find that you had to wind them back quite a bit. I suppose you were doing that a lot because there were many changes throughout the schedule, weren't there?
Yeah, it was very stop-start. Obviously, they were meant to go to the sales in April, and we were ready to go then, and then we had to back off them for a month because we weren't quite sure when the sales were going to be or where or if they were going to be on at all. So we had to back off everything, and we did a lot of walking and trotting and just kept cantering, and we didn't gallop anything because we didn't know where we were going to be and end up really, but thankfully we've got a date now, and we're working towards that, and everything seems to be more set in stone, if you know what I mean.
Did it help any of them, Mark? It must have hindered a few of them, but did any of them actually appreciate the extra time, do you think?
Well, I had one filly that by Kodiak that it helped her because she just needed all the time she was going to get. When I bought her, all she did was grow, and I just had to stop her and back off her. But it's the only one. She's the only one that's going to suit. But the rest of them were ready to go in April, and it hasn't hindered them. But it's just meant that we've had to keep a lid on them and just keep them in one piece. But no, they'll still be fine when they get to the sale. They'll still breeze well, I hope,
And have you had much of an interest from outside parties during this lockdown period?
Yeah, well, my wife put a website together, Emer, and we had videos done by SireCam, and they turned out very good. So we obviously put them online and on Twitter and whatever, and people they latched on, and we had plenty of interest, and people came to see them, and it's been very positive. We tried to push them as much as we could because we didn't know if the sales were going to be on or when they were going to be on. But we pushed it and got everything out there, and the feedback has been good. People have come to see them, and plenty of phone calls.
And what's the backup been like from the likes of Goffs during this difficult period? I suspect that they've been very careful looking after all their clients at the moment.
I think the sales companies have been great because they've been working together, and they've been trying to. Their main aim was to get sales on, and with all the social distancing rules and whatever, they've done a great job to manage to get a date, to finalise a date, and I suppose they've had to change. The goalposts have moved for them so much as well, not only us but for them, and they've done a great job, and they've been keeping us informed all the way through as well. So it's not like we've been left in the dark. Obviously, it's a difficult time for everyone, and I think they've done well as in working together. It's been good.
And Mark, what's the attraction for you for getting involved in this? I know that your family are steeped in this and breeding jumpers mainly, I guess, back home in Ireland. But what was it about the flat BreezeUp horses that attracted your interest?
I always had a big interest in flat racing and watched flat racing all the time, and I have a big interest in pedigrees as well, and I love watching 2-year-old races especially, and I'm always interested to see what the 2-year-old winners are by, and I've always watched flat racing, and then we started doing this 3 years ago and just kind of got hooked on it, just loved it, went from there really.
Most importantly, are you making a decent cut at it? Are you making a living out of it?
Well, we did okay last year, and everything we bought last year doubled its money, which was good. We had 3, and we sold 3, and they all doubled their money. So it was a good start, and I think I've got a nice bunch this year. I think if it was an ordinary year, we would have done quite well, but nobody knows how the economy is going to be now when the sales come on. But I think I've got nice horses, so I'm sure they'll sell.
Well, should we go through them then? Should we have a look at them if we may? Because I know you've done some filming of them. Yeah. Which one should we start off with first?
The Cable Bay is lot 4 Doncaster. He's a lovely type of horse. Good way of going, good stride, nice big scopy horse. I bought him at Ascot yearling sale. He's one of those horses. Every day I see him, I like him more. He's just all he's done since I've had him is improve and grow. But he's got quite a good page. He's a half brother to a Group 3 winner, a horse called Chilward Icon that Nick Cannon used to train. Obviously, this fella's by Cable Bay, and Cable Bay had a flyer last year.
Yeah, didn't he? Yeah, very popular.
And I hope he can keep it up. But this fella's just a lovely type of horse. Very easy, good mind, and just an easy horse, you know.
And moves well. The looks of it too.
Good stride on him, yeah. Covers plenty of ground. Yeah, nice big horse. Good action, and yeah, we like him. We like him.
You've got a lovely gallop there, Mark. Actually, it's nicely on the collar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the Jockey Club estate gallops in Lambourne, so we're quite lucky that it's not far from my yard, and we can use that. It's wood chip, and there's just a nice gradual climb on it. It's great for the 2-year-olds.
Okay, let's move on. So the Cable Bay, which is exciting. You're represented by other really good young stallions as well. What's up next for us?
We've got lot 9. Doncaster is a Night of Thunder filly. She's very nice. I bought her at Fairyhouse, Tat's Fairyhouse, and she's got quite a good page. Her dam was placed in a Group 3, so she's got black type, and the dam has produced 4 individual winners as well, so which is quite good. But she's by Night of Thunder, who's on fire. He's obviously a sire who's going places, I think, as well.
Right.
And she's got a great way of going, good stride on her as well, moves well, good attitude. I think she's very quick, and nice scopy filly. You know, she's just a lot. Everyone that's seen her has really liked her.
Yeah. And as you say, Night of Thunder, a sensational strike rate last year too. It's quite incredible.
Yeah, he had a flyer, didn't he? And I think that he's only going to get bigger and better, isn't he? When he gets, he's going to get better mares, and obviously he's going to produce better stock, I think, isn't he?
And where did you get the Night of Thunder from, Mark?
I got her at Fairyhouse, Tats Ireland, Fairyhouse in September. And obviously we brought her back here and broke her and got her going. But yeah, she's really, really nice filly.
What's up next for us?
We've got a Dark Angel filly next. She's lot 95 at Doncaster. Yeah, she's a nice filly. We got her at Newmarket, book 3. She's got a good page. The dam won herself, and she's a full sister actually to 2 winners. And the 3-year-old, which is a full sister again, was second first time out last year. So I'm sure she'll go and win. She's a nice filly, goes well, moves well, and very straightforward. She's got a good mind and been very willing since we've had her.
Yeah. Well, Dark Angel, crumbs, Mark. He is sensational. He continues to be.
Speaks for himself, doesn't he? He's winners every day of the week, and
yeah.
When you have a sire like that, it brings people to the door to see them, doesn't it? So.
Yeah. You're bound to get a lot of interest just because it's him, I guess.
Yeah, she's a nice filly. She's a cracker, and she's just taking everything so easy in her stride. Everybody's been saying you're talking up every horse. You can't like everything, but I wouldn't be swapping any of my horses this year. I think they're really nice. They're smart.
And they all seem to be quite well forward, Mark, don't they? What you're saying to us?
They are forward, yeah. And they've all. We've had them away a couple of times for trips away, and they take everything in their stride. They've all got a good way going, and they all breeze nicely,
You've got another one to come too, haven't we? Is there another one left?
Dandy Man Colt. He's lot 129. He's quite a smart horse, I think. I think he's well above average. I bought him at the Premier sale at Doncaster. And he's got a good page as well. Dandyman had a great year last year, you know, plenty of winners, and he always produces a good horse every year, doesn't he? But this guy is well above average, I think. He's a great moving horse, good attitude and good temperament. And I think he could go a long way. You know, he's a very smart horse.
So compared to the other consignments that you've had, Mark, you'd say this one was, by the sounds of it, you're more than happy with them, well up to scratch.
Yeah, they're definitely the nicest bunch I've had. Obviously, we only had 3 last year, and we've got 7 this year, so we've doubled our numbers.
What are you looking at first and foremost? Do you look at the pedigree, or are you more into the confirmation, or what? What's the clue for you?
Obviously, you buy the individual, but I'm drawn to sires. First of all, really, you know, whatever's in fashion at the time, and what produces winners and 2-year-old winners and precocious horses. Really, that's what draws me. And then obviously you look at their conformation, and if they walk well and move well, and then your pedigree's then after that, you know.
Have you been sitting on them yourself, Mark?
Yeah. I ride out every morning. Yeah, I've got a good team with me. There's 3 of us that ride out, so we all alternate everything. We swap around, and yeah, I've sat on them all, so yeah, I've got a good feel of everything.
Yeah, I bet you have. Yeah, I bet you have. And does your wife Emer, does she ride out too with you?
No, Emer doesn't ride out, but she's great in the office, and she helps out in the yard as well, and she does all the social media and obviously the website, and you know, she's been a big help on that side of things. And she obviously comes and helps in the yard, even in stables and that. So been keeping busy during the lockdown.
Yeah, I bet. And it's very much a team effort, Mark, isn't it? But you say you've only been in this now for what, 2 or 3 years at the most so far.
That's our third year, yeah.
Third year, yeah. Can you see yourself developing the business even more?
That's the plan, you know.
Would you go to Ireland, maybe?
That's the plan, you know. Eventually, we'd like to go back to Ireland and set up there. You know, another 3 or 4 years, and we'd like to go home and base ourselves in Tipperary and have BreezeUp horses and consign them. You know, that's the plan for the future.
Yeah, it's clearly something that you love doing.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I've always liked going to yearling sales and buying yearlings, and big interest in pedigrees as well. You know, so it's when I started doing it, it was very easy to get hooked on it. You know.
Sure. And would you ever get involved again in breeding, you know, store horses, or you know, bringing them on a bit too? National hunt.
We're open to all options. You know, my parents have got 5 or 6 national hunt mares at home, and you know, if there was some of them still left around when we go back, I'm sure we'd keep them going as well. You know, there's always, we're open to all options.
Well, listen, it's been great chatting to you. Really appreciate it. Lovely youngsters to display at the big BreezeUps there. Fingers crossed it goes really well for you.
Thanks, Mike. Cheers.